There are several videos about Sprunki and the horrifying events that unfold following a mysterious infection, causing some of them to lose their minds and become murderous maniacs, killing the rest in brutal ways. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator, and welcome to Sprunki Tapes Analog Horror Series. So without much further ado, let's get right into the video. We already went over the main Sprunki lore, which is a mod inspired by the Incredibox music mashup game. In Sprunki, a mysterious infection takes over some Sprunkis who then attack the non-affected Sprunkis and take their lives. The first series of videos are made by this creator. One of the Sprunkis starts making video journals of the progress of the infection as they are scared and want to find a way to save their world. They explain how Simon, the yellow Sprunki, was the first to transform, displaying how in just 3 days the infection took over. Simon is seen to be suffering from some sort of strange illness on day 2, who eventually turns into the mindless monster in day 3, having large teeth and attacking any bystanders. The infection causes the victim to become extremely hostile and dangerous, and as the tapes show, Simon has already killed one of the Sprunkis. The victim is Brad, who had a chunk of his head bitten by Simon. We see the horrifying way Simon approaches and chases after Brad, cornering him in the woods. As Brad is terrified and begs for mercy, not knowing who this transformed Simon is, it explains how it is hungry and that he is still Simon and that he cannot control himself. That's when Simon attacks a terrified and vulnerable Brad, taking a big bite, while Brad stands there helplessly and scared, suffering tremendously. Moving on to the second video, one of the main culprits of killing the other Sprunkis was Wenda, the white cat who uses a knife and attacks some of the Sprunkis. In her attack, she manages to kill Oren, Tanner, and GamerSault. Tanner, being a sheriff who has a strong drive for protecting the innocent, tries to use his gun and protect the Sprunkis, but Wenda manages to take the gun from him and shoot him dead. The series of murders through an unknown infection infecting the Sprunkis makes many of them traumatized and nervous, who don't know what to do. One of those characters happens to be Lime, or also known as OWAC-CX, who runs away and hides inside a house to stay protected. All of a sudden, Raddy, the red Sprunki, breaks into the house, which makes Lime very nervous, who in a nervous breakdown and for his own protection, attacks Raddy and takes his life in a brutal manner. Lime cannot stop himself as he is terrified, experiencing and witnessing the onslaught, who does anything in his power to protect himself. Unfortunately, this leads to Lime being traumatized even further, seeing what he had done to Raddy in such a brutal manner. That's when he also loses his life, as he cannot bear to witness what has happened. Moving on to a new video about Durple, the purple Sprunki, who happens to be a dragon. The video explains how they are terrified and have witnessed so much horror. They explain that Wenda has lost her mind to the illness and uses a brick to attack Pinky. Poor Pinky was terrified and had her future ahead of herself until she became mutilated by Wenda. The person recording the videos explains that they have a strange urge to kill or be killed, as if they are also affected by this mysterious infection. Despite all this, they still hope to find a way out of all of this and to restore their world back to what it used to be. The person trying to find Pinky in the woods comes across Durple, who is the purple dragon, when they quickly run away not to fall victim to another deranged Sprunki. Unfortunately, they know about what happened to Raddy and Lime. Lime attacked Raddy in a brutal manner and took his life. On the other hand, Lime also couldn't stand what he had done to Raddy, so he decides to inflict things, and it leads to him having severe injuries. It seems like it wasn't long when the Sprunkis had a wonderful world, mostly getting along and being happy, until the strange illness took over and made them turn on each other in such brutal manner. Finally, we have a tape called Wake Up. We see Gray lying helplessly in the woods, going over the horrifying events that he just witnessed. These thoughts consume poor Gray, who cannot cope with all the trauma and pain. These events run through his mind, causing him severe trauma. Gray manages to survive, but witnessing all the death and pain, he cannot help but blame himself that maybe he should have tried and helped them. Maybe he is responsible for all the bloodshed. These thoughts go through his mind over and over again, who starts hallucinating, seeing them vividly and just punishing himself for their deaths. This is canon as Gray survives, but he is left traumatized by what he had seen. Moving on to another creator by the name of Mr. Alex Gonzal 29, we get the video called The Sprunki Tapes Analog Horror. This is a reiteration or remaster version of the previous tapes that we just went through. Here we get a more detailed look into how Lime lost his mind after witnessing all the horror and being traumatized as a result, who locks himself in the house and then eventually attacks Raddy. In here we have some variation, as Lime is already seen having lost his mind and having injuries when Raddy comes, horrified to what he finds. Raddy simply wanted to check on Lime here, who falls victim to him, losing his life as a result.
Lime, I know you are traumatized even more, but please, relax. Lime, are you okay, dude?
Moving on to another video by the creator, Sir Axelot, we get a narration by Brod on how the events of Simon attacking him unfolded. Canonically, this wouldn't be possible as it has been confirmed by the developer that Brod is incapable of proper speech, but for the sake of horror and the video, this is what happens.
Hi, it's me, Brud. I am not really sure what to say, but I've been noticing something weird lately. My friend Simon has been acting really strange. He was fine last week, but out of nowhere, he started looking sick. And his mouth, it started growing. Like, really growing. Has been locked up in his house for days now. I am worried about him. As his friend, I'm going to try and help him. I'm going to get him out of that house. I know something's wrong, but I'm here to help. Simon? What happened to you, man? I am your friend. Hey.
Moving on to the last video, called Brown and Yellow by the creator, Werebus, we get another depiction of the interaction between Brud and Simon. This video is more humorous, with Brud acting nonchalantly and eating Simon's ice cream, which sends him down a frenzy, attacking Brud and taking a bite as he explains that he is very hungry. So this seems more like a personal attack than an actual infection causing Simon to attack Brud, as he absent-mindedly and carelessly takes Simon's precious ice cream and eats it. That's a pretty big crime, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Taking someone's ice cream without even asking. And worst of all, eating it all.
Wow, ice cream. So tasty. What? I was hungry. When I saw your ice cream, I couldn't resist myself. Sorry, I kinda dumb. Dude, it's just a ice cream. It's not that serious. Can I eat rest of the ice cream?
You can eat it. You can eat it.
You can eat it! Delicious.
And that's about it for this video, folks. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to stay tuned for more by hitting on the subscribe button and the notification bell. As always, it's been your host Star, and I will see you on the next one. Have a fantastic day.